welcome back to Sports Talk. Today we got another college basketball video. If you guys are liking these videos, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That would help. I would appreciate that a lot. I might do this video quick. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know I say this all the time, but if you guys want to help us out, um, the Discord link will be in the description. So join that if you're interested. And, yeah, we're just gonna get into this. Okay. So number one, we got Houston. They didn't move. Houston's been looking really good. Undefeated. Um, I think they're gonna win it all this year. I thought that since the start of the year. They were my prediction. Yeah, they're looking really good. Who did they play this week? They played St. Mary's and Norfolk State. Yeah. Last week. Yeah, they played St. Mary's and Norfolk State. They won both. Texas at 2. I did switch them with Virginia. Yeah, Texas at 2. They got a good win over Creighton. So that's kind of why I switched them. They play Illinois tomorrow. That should be a good game. I think they're gonna win though. They're at home, so. And then Virginia at 3. They kind of struggled with Florida State and Michigan, so I kind of bumped them down for that. Purdue, who they beat? They beat Minnesota and Florida State. Obviously they also have wins over Gonzaga and Duke. They've been looking really good. They've been looking like the best team in the Big Ten this year. UConn at 5. They've been on a roll. I think they're undefeated, right? I think so. They just beat no, that was they only played one game. They played Oklahoma State. They won pretty easy. Alright, Tennessee moving up 9. They were a high climber. The only reason I put them ahead of Kansas was because they played and Tennessee won. Tennessee's been looking really good. After that loss to Colorado, they've been playing like so much better. They play Maryland coming up, so that should be a really good game. Definitely gonna be watching that. Kansas at 7. They played Seton Hall and Texas Southern. They won both. They play Missouri coming up on Saturday. That's going to be a good game. Missouri's undefeated. They're in these rankings, but we'll get to them later. Alabama at 8, moving up 2. They play Houston, actually, on Saturday. That's going to be a really good game. But yeah. Arizona moving down 5. They lost to, let's see, they lost to Utah. Utah's in these rankings, actually. But yeah. Besides that, they've been playing really good. They play Indiana on Saturday. That should be a really good game. Arkansas at 10. They have a young team. They've been looking good, though. They're a very explosive team. Maryland undefeated at 11. To be honest, they've been looking like the best team in the Big Ten besides Purdue. They're undefeated. They just beat Illinois. And they play Wisconsin tomorrow and Tennessee Sunday. We talked about this last week where they have to play, they have 4 really tough games. So if they, and I think I said this last time, if they can get out there with 2 or 3 wins, they'll be looking really good. They just beat Illinois, so they already have 1. They play Wisconsin Tuesday and Tennessee Sunday, and then they play UCLA next Wednesday. So yeah, they've been looking good. Indiana, I didn't drop them too much because I know they just beat North Carolina. They did lose to Rutgers, but it's okay. They play Arizona and Nebraska. They should. The Arizona game will be a good game. Auburn at 13, they're undefeated. I didn't really like them to start the year, but I'm starting to change my mind a little bit on them. They looked, they've been looking good. They haven't played anyone though, so I want to see them start playing some more competition. Baylor, um, I did drop them because they got blown out by Marquette. They did just beat Gonzaga. It was a close game. I know that, but I have them here. It might be a little bit too low. I maybe could have switched. Uh, maybe I could have switched them in like Indiana or something, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what to think about Baylor. Um, Duke. They won against Ohio State. That was a good win. Ohio State looked pretty good though, and they beat Boston College. They play Iowa. That would be a good game. Kentucky moving up to 3. They just beat Michigan close. Uh, and yeah, who do they have coming up? Play Yale. Okay, they just have to play Yale. That's it. Illinois moving down 3. They just lost to Maryland. It was a really good game. They play Texas tomorrow. That should be a good game too. Um, they looked good against Maryland though, so I didn't drop them too much. Gonzaga has 3 losses. They're 5-3. I know they play like their schedule is insane. Um, they played all of these teams back to back. I'm gonna list them. They played Michigan State, Texas, Kentucky, Portland State. So that's not a good team. Purdue, Xavier, and then Baylor. So out of those games, let me see. 3-2, 4-2. They're 4-3 out of those games. They have a pretty easy stretch coming up though, so maybe we'll see them climb up a little higher. UCLA, I don't think I've watched. Well, I watched them play Baylor. They looked good in that game. That was a while ago though. I haven't really watched them too much. They play Denver coming up. That could be they should blow them out. Iowa State, 7-1. Their only loss is to UConn. They did beat North Carolina though. They've been looking pretty good though. Creighton moving down 13. They also have 3 losses. Yeah, 6-3. They lost to Texas and Nebraska back to back, so that was kind of rough. They've lost 3 in a row actually, but they do have wins over Texas Tech and Arkansas. I still really like them. They've been playing good. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row, but I still do think they're a good team. San Diego State. What's their record? 6-2. It's not bad. They play St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's Saturday. That should be a pretty good game. TCU. They did get back into the top 25, so good for them. They had a struggle at the start of the year. I really didn't like them all that much, but they beat Iowa. That was last week, but and then they beat Providence, and that's it. But they're 6-1. They've turned their season around. I didn't know if they were gonna do like as good as everyone thought this year, but they've been looking good as of recently. Mississippi State, they're 8-0, so I kind of had to put them in the top 25. Ohio State and Iowa both didn't move. Ohio State lost to Duke, but um, they didn't look like bad or anything against them. And then Iowa, I also didn't move Iowa. Um, they played Duke coming up, and who did they just play? They played Georgia Tech. They kind of blew them out. I didn't move them though. They've been looking pretty decent. Charleston is on the verge of being in the top 25. Good for them. What's their record? They're 8-1. Their only losses to North Carolina, which they played like very close, and they have good wins. They beat Virginia Tech, who's at 28. Virginia Tech just beat someone good, right? Yeah, they just beat what's it called? They just beat North Carolina yesterday. They played Dayton and Oklahoma State. I think they should win both those games. They're 8-1. They've been looking good. Miami moving up 4. What has Miami been doing? I haven't really watched them that much. They just played Louisville and Rutgers. They won both those games, so pretty. They've been looking pretty good. They have one loss to Maryland, but they're 8-1. Arizona State, I think they have a pretty good record too. Yeah, 8-1. They have a win over Michigan. Their only loss is to Texas Southern. Yeah, but that was early in the year and in overtime. But I mean, not a great loss. But since then, they've been lights out. Wisconsin, 6-2. They have a good test against Maryland tomorrow. I moved them up because they beat Marquette in overtime. Marquette's not a bad team. They're 6-3, and Marquette beat someone good too. They beat. Uh, Marquette, yeah, Marquette blew out Baylor, yeah. Yeah, but Wisconsin plays Maryland and Iowa, so two good tests for them coming up. We'll really see how good Wisconsin really is. West Virginia, let's see, they are 6-2. They lost to Xavier, but they haven't been looking too bad. They're probably a little bit high here, but I didn't really want to. I was too lazy to move them, so I just kept them here. They probably should be a little lower though. Texas Tech, um, let's see what Texas Tech is doing. Texas Tech is, they just beat Georgetown. Okay, that was their only game they played. They're 5-2. I think they're not a bad team. They have 5 super easy games coming up, so they should be 10-2, and they'll probably be in the top 25 by then. And then they play TCU, but that's pretty far down the line. Let's see what Utah just beat Arizona. Um, kind of blew them out, and then they beat Washington State. They're 7-2. They've been looking good. They did just win the Pac-12 in football. We'll talk about that Friday, but Ohio State got in football, so that's good. They're playing Georgia though, so they'll probably get blown out, but we'll see. Well, last year I picked Georgia to win it all, and I got it right. This year I picked Ohio State, so we'll see. The last time Ohio State made it in as a 4 seed, they won it all. So yeah, we'll see. They do have a good team. All right, all right. UNLV, what is their record? They're undefeated 8-0. I moved them up a little bit. Xavier just beat. I just talked about them. They just beat West Virginia. Yeah, they're 6-3. They're a pretty good team. And then finally, oh boy, there's a lot to talk about here. Start off with Missouri though. I think they're undefeated. Yeah, 9-0. They play Kansas Saturday. That should be a good game. They have the next 4 games. They have Kansas, UCF, Illinois, and Kentucky. So some pretty good tests for them. If they can get 2 of those wins, that would be really good. Maybe even 3. They would be in really good shape. Michigan State moving down 21. Um, they just lost to Northwestern, so and they also got blown out by Notre Dame. They started out the year so good, like, and they seem like a very inconsistent team. They're 5-4, so I mean their record isn't very good. Same thing with North Carolina. They were number 1 for the first 2 or 3 weeks, They're 5-4. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They just lost to Virginia Tech. They play Georgia Tech, so they need to win that game. And then finally Michigan. They just lost to Kentucky. It was a close game. Michigan needs a. They play a lot of close games. They don't have a good win, but they play close games with good teams. They lost to Virginia by 2 and they lost to Kentucky by 4. So hopefully they can start winning those against those good teams. They play them close, but yeah, they're 5-3 though. So these last 3 teams here they're on the verge of not being in the top 40 at all, which is crazy because I'm pretty sure all of them have been in the Michigan's highest was like around 17, around there. Michigan State was up to about 9, I think, and North Carolina was at 1. So, yeah, they really fallen off a cliff. But yeah, that's gonna be the college basketball video for this week. We'll see you guys next week, Monday. But obviously, this week we're gonna have NBA with Connor on Wednesday, and then college football Friday. That's just me. And yeah, we'll see you guys Wednesday.